Well, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. As you can see, we're going to be talking about Thrunite flashlights today. This is model TC15, which is a fantastic flashlight. And if you liked that one, I think you're going to like this new offering from Thrunite. This is model TC15 version 3. So let's take a look and see that you can tell that it's packaged very well. They always come packaged very nice. So without further ado, let's go ahead and pull off this little rubber band and we'll get this thing opened up and we'll see what's included with this flashlight. Now the current price point at the time of me filming this video for this light is around $59.99, and I'll make sure to put a link in the description box down below where you can find this. So the first thing that we see here is this little card. Please screw down the light head and tail cap tightly before use. Now there is the flashlight itself, but we're going to take a look and see what else is included in this package. So starting with the user's manual. So this is a point in the video where if you want to hang on to anything that I'm showing, the pause button might be your friend, because I'm going to run through this fairly quickly. So right here are some technical parameters of the light. Let me try to make sure I'm not getting too much glare here. And of course the run times and lumen levels, the IPX waterproofing, everything that you're going to see here that I'm showing, I'll be talking about in this video. So this light does have a lockout function, how to turn it on, how to turn it off. It does have a memory mode, and as you can see, this owner's manual comes in multiple languages. So the next thing that we see here is this little pouch, and there's several things in this pouch. There's 2 replacement O-rings, right there you can see, and then that little clear thing, that goes underneath the switch of the flashlight, the mode switch rather, and then right inside of there, that is a charge port cover. So you get a replacement charge port cover, a replacement switch, silicone, and 2 replacement tail cap O-rings, as well as the Thrunite lanyard. So very nice that they include that with the flashlight. Some silica gel there. We have a USB-A to USB-C charging cable. Now the original TC15 was micro USB, so I like that they changed this new light to accept USB-C. I like that a lot. Now here's a look at the holster. It's got a Velcro enclosure, and we'll just put the old one in just to see what the holster looks like with the light in it, because the dimensions on the new light is identical to the previous version. You see you got a nice plastic D-ring there, and a spot where we can run a belt. It does not have a secondary strap coming over with Velcro or a snap that can be connected to MOLLE. So it's just a belt holster is what it is. So very nice, very simple, very basic, and just what you need to get the job done. So I like that they include that with the flashlight. And the next thing that we see here is the pocket clip. So there's a nice dual direction pocket clip. And as you can see, the previous version did not have a dual direction pocket clip. It had a single direction. So I like that change quite a bit. Nothing left in the box. So we'll set that out of the way. And without further ado, let's take a look at this new version. Okay, so this is Thrunite T15 V3. And if you look at the last one, it's just TC15. So TC15 V3. Now, the thing that you notice right off the bat is the charge port cover. Okay, so the charge port cover is a small flap on the new version, where on the old version, it goes all the way around the head of the flashlight. And like I said, it was micro USB, which I didn't really care for. And to be completely honest with you, I have never liked having charge ports on any flashlight. It's always been like my pet peeve. So we're looking inside the glass lens. You can see that there's an orange pill type reflector down inside there. And this is running a CREE XHP 35 LED, which is the exact same LED that they ran on the previous version. But as you can see on this previous version, it had a smooth reflector. So they've changed that to orange pill. Very nice. So there is a pocket clip spot right here where you can install your pocket clip. So we're just going to pop that bad boy into place, and this will give us options to carry the light. Now, if we unthread the battery tube, you can look at the head construction of the light. Very nice, clean head construction of the light. We're going to pop this battery out for a second and look a little deeper at the battery tube. Look at the thickness of the walls of the aluminum right here. This is a very nice thick battery tube. It's a nice quality spring down in there. And here is a look at the battery. So we're dealing with 3100 milliamp hour 18650 lithium ion non-proprietary battery. So I like this. It's a standard battery. Very, very cool. Now, when I first got the light and I charged this battery, I put everything back together just like this, and I made sure, you know, because that little card says to tighten down the tail cap and everything, the battery tube, tighten it down. But when I pushed the button, nothing happened. And that's because on the tail cap, this is not just a one-piece battery tube. It also unthreads here. So you can see this is the battery tube. This is not magnetic or anything like that. There's no magnet in there. But there's another look at the battery tube. So you got two O-rings. You got one here and then one on the front right there. Now, to charge the light, it's very simple. We're just going to remove this cover. You don't have to take it like completely off. We're just going to get it out of the way and plug in our USB-C. So you can see that it will illuminate red. Red is telling us that it's charging. When charging is complete, the indicator will change from red to blue. Now, in the event that you see any kind of purple on your charging indicator there, that's telling us that we have abnormal charging. And a couple things that I would recommend checking is make sure that the battery tube is tight against the head of the flashlight, and also make sure that the tail cap is tight against the battery tube. And as you can see, charging is complete. Our charging indicator is blue. Now, this charging indicator also doubles as a battery level indicator. I do not like charging on the flashlight on the side. I don't like that. I never have. So I want to check and see if there's a possibility that I can change the orientation of this pocket clip, because I'd like to get a nice deep carry. So let's go ahead and flip this battery tube around, something like this, and let's see if it's going to thread on there. And as of right now, it's starting to thread. So we will put the battery in with the positive towards the head of the flashlight, and we'll tighten down the tail cap. We'll make sure the battery tube is tight to the head of the flashlight. And as you can see here, this would be a nice orientation because it would give us a nice deep carry option. So let's see if the flashlight works. As you can see, the flashlight does not work. That is a bummer. Come on, Thrunite. Please either cut a little groove right here so that we can swap this out, or make it where we can reverse the battery tube. Please, guys, come on. Because having a battery tube oriented like this, even though it's really cool, it gives us no deep carry option. So when I put the battery in and we look at the flashlight like this, okay, see the flashlight works now. This is how they want us to carry it in our pocket. Really? With this much flashlight sticking out? There's no other place to put the pocket clip. So I'm very frustrated about that. Now, if we look at the power level indicator, when we turn the light on, you see that's blue. So blue means that our battery is between 21 and 100%. As the battery declines, it'll turn red, and red will tell us that we're between 11 and 20% of our battery left, and then eventually it'll go to flashing red. That's somewhere between 1 and 10%. And when that battery level indicator turns off, like you see I'm in Firefly, it's either telling us we're in Firefly mode or our battery is at 0%. Operating this light is extremely simple. We're going to start with Firefly, which is the lowest setting, and to get to Firefly from off, we're just going to push and hold the button. Okay, Firefly, you can see it right there. This is a good setting. This is 1 lumen, and on this setting, it'll last a month, 30 days. Single press turns the light off. Another single press will turn the flashlight on to low, medium, or high, depending on what setting you were on. And you can see that we now see the battery level indicator. We didn't see that before when we were on Firefly. So to cycle through the modes, we're just going to push and hold, and you'll see there's low, there's medium, there's high. Now we're back to low. Low is 34 lumens, and this setting will last for 50 hours. That's 2.08 days. If we push and hold, we're going to bump up to medium. This is 330 lumens. This is a very good setting. And the runtime on this setting is 4.6 hours. Push and hold again, low, medium, there's high. High is 1057 lumens for 1.6 minutes. Then it drops down to prevent overheating. It drops down to 754 lumens. And it'll stay at 754 for 108 minutes. That's 1.8 hours. Now to get to turbo, we're going to double press quickly. 1, 2. Turbo is 2403 lumens for 2.3 minutes. And then again, to prevent the overheating, it will drop itself down to 732 lumens for 106 minutes. That's 1.76 hours. Now, if we want the strobe, so strobe warning everybody, we're going to triple press this button. 1, 2, 3. Strobe is 1040 lumens. It'll give us 190 minutes of runtime. That's 3.16 hours. And as you can see, it's a very disorienting strobe. If we single press, you'll notice that the light turns off. And when we single press again, it'll come back to the last mode accessed. Push and hold, there's low, medium, there's high. We were on high. Now, if you want to lock the light out, you'll single press, you'll see Firefly, then push and hold from Firefly after letting off the button. Now, when you push the indicator, you'll see that little red indicator telling us that we are in lockout mode. To unlock, we're just going to push and hold until we see Firefly. So let me show that one more time just for clarity. From off, we will push and hold until we see Firefly. Then we'll let off the button. Then we'll push and hold again until we enter lockout mode. Push that side switch and you'll see a red indicator telling us that we're locked out. So lockout mode is very effective for if you want to throw this in a pack or something like that while you're going to be hiking on the trail. You don't have to worry about your light coming on in the pack. We're going to test the IPX8 waterproof standard. So we'll turn the light on to Firefly mode. And we'll make sure that the charge port is in place. I hate that. I wish they would change that and get rid of that. We have battery chargers. So we'll drop it in the water. And as you can see, it's clearly underwater. No problem at all. Single press turns it off. Single press turns the light back on. We are on low. Let's push and hold. There's medium. There's high. Low. Medium. High. Double press for turbo. 1, 2. Turbo, and triple press for that strobe warning again. 1, 2, 3. There's strobe. Single press turns it off. Single press brings us back to a high setting. Hold. Now we're back to low. Turn the light off. So as you can see, we have clearly passed the IPX8 waterproof testing with flying colors. Okay, right now we are on Firefly mode. This is 1 lumen. This will last for 30 days. That's 1 month. That's crazy. This is a good setting for if you don't want to wake up the whole camp, or maybe you're looking at a wound. Maybe you're looking to see if you got a splinter, or you're going to get inside of your bag or something like that. Or you're just in the mode of conserving the battery life to get all you can out of that battery. This is a good setting for that. But if I single press, it's going to turn the light off, and then when I single press again, it'll turn the light on. You see the blue power level indicator telling us that our battery life is good. This is now low. This is 34 lumens, and on this setting it'll last 50 hours. That's 2.08 days. That's a lot of light for a pretty good runtime. Now, if I push and hold, we're going to go cycle through the modes. Let's go up to medium. Medium is 330 lumens. This will last 4.6 hours. And to be honest with you, this is probably the setting that I would use the most. This is a very good setting. Push and hold, we're going to cycle up. There we go. We're on high now. This is 1057 lumens for 1.6 minutes. And then to prevent the flashlight from overheating, it'll step down to 754 lumens, and it'll stay there for an additional 108 minutes. That's 1.8 hours of runtime. Now, if I double press, we're going to get into that turbo. And it's probably not going to stay here very long because I was just on high and I was about to the point of step down. But turbo is 2,403 lumens, and it'll stay there for 2.3 minutes, and then it steps down a little bit lower than the step down on high. High steps down to 754, but turbo is going to step down a little lower, 732, and it'll stay there for 106 minutes. Or 1.76 hours. Now, if I want to look at the strobe, I will triple press. So strobe warning, 1, 2, 3. There is the strobe. Very disorienting. This is 1040 lumens. That'll give us 190 minutes of runtime. That is 3.16 hours. And as you can see, this is a very disorienting strobe. Single press turns the light off, and then a single press will bring it back to the last mode accessed under the memory. So push and hold is going to cycle through the modes. Again, there's low, there's medium, there's high. Double press for turbo. And I can't tell much difference between turbo and high, and that's probably, like I mentioned earlier, I had that thing just about to the point of step down, so it's probably not going to give us much for turbo. And if I turn it off and then long press, we will get back to the Firefly mode. So hopefully you enjoyed those night shots. Some quick specifications of this light. It produces 223 meters of throw. That's 723 feet. That's a long throw that this light has. The candela rating of this light is 12,420. This light is impact resistant down to 1.5 meters. It does carry the IPX8 waterproof rating down to 2 meters. As long as this charge port cover is in place. This weighs 74 grams, and that's without the battery. The dimensions are 4.82 inches long, 1.06 at the head diameter, and the body is 0.94 inches. If you want to convert those into millimeters, we're looking at 122.5 millimeters in length, 27 millimeters at the head, and 23.5 millimeters at the body. The working voltage of this flashlight is 2.75 all the way up to 4.2 volts. I wish they would go a little higher with that so that we could run dual CR123s. They stop at 4.2, so we can't do that. If we put those dual CR123s, it'd be too high a voltage for this light. The LED operating in this light is a CREE XHP 35.2, which is the same LED as the previous model. And the battery, as you saw earlier, was an 18650 lithium-ion rechargeable battery operating at 3100 milliamp hour. The charging port, once again, is USB-C, as you saw, and this light is pretty cool. My final thoughts on this light are simple. I wish they would get rid of this charging port, and I wish that they would cut a little spot on the battery tube so that we could reverse the pocket clip. I do like that they've changed and went to dual direction, but it just seems pointless to carry it with this much flashlight hanging out of my pocket. If you want to go into a manual lockout mode, you can unthread the tail cap slightly and that will manually lock the light out. So you do have two lockout functions. I do think that it's a big improvement over the previous version, but again, there's those couple little things that I wish Thrunite would pay attention to in us as reviewers. I want to say thank you to Thrunite once again for sending this light out for review. I want to say thank you guys for watching this video. I hope that you got some useful information out of it. Please feel free to drop your comments down below, like this video, share this video. I'll put links in the description box down below where you can find this. And until next time, have a beautiful day. We'll see you then. Bye for now.